So a slight bit of disclaimer guys before I start off. First and foremost, I do not support the consumption of alcohol in any shape or form. In fact, I myself consume alcohol here and there, that's about it. So I'm not promoting the use of alcohol in any sort of way whatsoever. In case you do it, you're doing a very interesting topic today. That topic happens to be the consumption of alcohol in relation with changes in body weight as well as body composition. Now let us first understand where this entire concept or topic is coming from. Well, for starters, there are a lot of clients and a lot of friends of mine who are not necessarily from the fitness background but definitely wants to give an effort into getting into shape and being in shape as of that matter. And they are very much intimidated when they come to realize, a lot of trainers out there in fact, and a lot of people in general give them the suggestion that you have to stop drinking alcohol completely. Like alcohol has no place at all in your fat loss routine or your muscle gain routine. So that very question, how true is it, whether it is true or not, or what you can do to work your way around it, or can you at all? So these are going to be the main points of discussion for this video. So I really hope guys that you stay tuned throughout the entire video, which would help you develop a very clear picture about how things work and what you can do to minimize your losses and maximize your gains. So without further delay guys, let's dive down straight into it. So the first and foremost thing guys is we need to understand a few facts and a few assumptions that we are taking into account for this very topic. So first and foremost, here we are assuming a person who drinks moderately. That is someone who is not a very heavy drinker. Say for a typical example would be someone who drinks 3 to 4 pegs a week, or maybe at most 5 pegs a week, that's about it. So someone who drinks very acutely, let's just say, they go out with a bunch of friends once a week and get drunk and then have a good time, people like that. And next, this very person that is the subject of our discussion today, he or she does not happen to be under the influence of any sort of external anabolic substances, also known as steroids. So that person is completely natural, as a lot of you would refer to him or her as, and is not under any such influences. And moving on from there, we are also taking that this person is otherwise healthy and does not have any significant liver condition or any other health conditions that would affect him otherwise. So having cleared those facts guys, let's dive down straight into how alcohol actually works in the body. The very first point I want you to understand guys is how the body reacts when you consume alcohol. When you drink alcohol, what is the first few things that the body does? So surprisingly, and not so surprisingly for a few of you, the body treats the alcohol as a poison. So the body makes it a priority to metabolize alcohol and keeping all the other nutrients that are inside your body to a halt until and unless alcohol is properly and thoroughly metabolized. What this does is it literally puts a stop to the metabolization of a lot of nutrients which are already present in your body. So this is where the fact that people associate alcohol with getting fat comes from. This is the main reason why. But you have to understand this very law, this very universal law that still now governs how the body works, is that if you want to lose weight, as long as you're in a caloric deficit, even alcohol does not break the law of thermodynamics and acts otherwise. It will keep those principles in mind. So what I'm trying to say is, as long as you're maintaining a caloric deficit throughout your days, weeks after weeks, months after months, as well as consuming alcohol alongside, chances are very little that you will be gaining fat. Now let's again get back to the point as to where alcohol develops such a bad rap. So like I said, the body does not store alcohol, it cannot store alcohol. So the very first thing it does is metabolizes it, and that hinders the metabolization of a lot of other nutrients that are already present in your body. So what is essentially happening is, if you're consuming anything which is say a carbohydrate source or a dietary fat, that gets shuttled into your storage facilities and does not get used up by the body as it normally would have if you're not consuming alcohol. So this kinds of increases your chances of storing a lot more fat in the body when you are at a caloric surplus. So that is where the bad reputation of alcohol comes from. So the biggest takeaway or the advice that I have for you is, when you are consuming alcohol, again moderately, make sure you're not binging on unnecessary food items, specifically foods which are rich in dietary fat, because chances are your body would store fat a lot more easily from dietary fats than from carbohydrates. So instead of targeting those carbohydrates, focus on consuming less of dietary fats in and around your drinking days. So that is the best you can do while maintaining a caloric deficit. Now let us understand why alcohol is referred to as an empty calorie. So alcohol is essentially an empty calorie because it does not have any nutrients to offer. It's just a calorie, and 1 gram of alcohol contains roughly 7 calories. Taking that into factor while tracking your other macronutrients, make sure at the end of the day you are on a caloric deficit, and that will definitely solve most of your problems when it comes to weight gain specifically. So to answer the main question, can you lose weight while drinking alcohol? The answer is definitely you can if you maintain a good enough caloric deficit. So another issue with alcohol is, in a lot of recent studies, it has been found that alcohol has a very low satiating ability. That is, it does not fill your stomach, which is very evident. First of all, it's liquid in form, and secondly, studies have found that it rather has the exact opposite effect, that you do feel a sense of hunger when ingested a little alcohol. That happens to most of us. So that is where we have to control ourselves and increase our willpowers, to say the least, if we want to stay on track with our current goals. So having cleared that off, the actual question that people should be asking is, what changes does alcohol bring to the body composition, which matters a lot more. So let us dive down into the discussion of how alcohol affects muscle gaining abilities. So as per a lot of studies conducted in the last decade, it has been consistently found that alcohol does have a detrimental effect to the muscle protein synthesis right post workout. So if you are consuming alcohol in and around your workout, that definitely contradicts with your muscle protein synthesis and often sets it off as high as 45% for very heavy drinkers, people who drink like 5, 6, 7, 8 pegs that very day. So for those of you who does that, it's extremely harmful for your muscle gains, provided you're natural. And even it has been found that even if you're ingesting protein during that time, which is probably one of the most anabolic things that we can do to increase our muscles naturally, even that does not fully rescue your muscle protein synthesis capabilities. Even that reduces it by 24% instead of say 45%. So that is all it does. So make sure you avoid drinking in and around your workout sessions, primarily because it hampers your muscle protein synthesis, plus it will create havoc once you start training. If you're already drunk, it will mess up with your motor neuron skills, which is much more dangerous. That is why so many deaths related to intoxication happens around the world. So having gone to the fact and understanding about how alcohol affects your muscle protein synthesis, there has also been a very interesting observation that has developed in recent times. So it has been found that acute drinking does increase testosterone levels to a slight extent initially, and that is anywhere from 15 to 18% of testosterone increase in the body, followed up by very small sessions of drinking. And interestingly, this very increase goes into a very sharp decrease if the subject keeps on drinking more and more heavily. So as it has been found after taking the blood samples of a lot of emergency room subjects who was found intoxicated and hence involved in an accident, that the testosterone level decreased as low as 45% in a normal functioning human being. And to complicate or make things even more interesting, and this very conclusion that was drawn is not at all applicable to women. Women rather saw an increase in their testosterone levels when drinking throughout the scale, no matter whether they were drinking very heavily or even acutely. They did find a consistent rise in testosterone. So this puzzled a lot of researchers initially, and then it was concluded and found out that alcohol inhibits testicular testosterone, that is the testosterone us male produces. So it does not have to do anything with testosterone that female bodies have in general. So for all those women who are watching this video, I would like to say congratulations, because you guys are in a much better position than us. Now, having the entire picture in front of you, it's clear that alcohol is not really something that you should completely refrain out of. If you happen to enjoy it, you can have it here and there, and you can have it in moderation. So I'll be listing a lot of takeaways on the screen. So you can refer to these points, you can have a screenshot taken and keep it with you to understand how to drink efficiently. Let's just use that word right here. if you want to consume alcohol as well as help yourself get in shape. So I really hope this video helped clear a lot of doubt in and around the consumption of alcohol. So if this video helped you learn something new, please feel free to share this video with your friends and also like and subscribe to our channel and show us some support. So having said that guys, this is your Coach Promit Shome signing off for the week. See you all again next week with another cool video. Till then guys, stay home, stay safe and stay fit.